Hello and welcome to Doubles and Trebles. We've already delivered our 2,000 guineas Saturday preview, and now we've got a double header for you. It's the 1,000 guineas and Sunday's action from Newmarket. We couldn't resist. We're going to have a look at this as well. And to be honest, it's been a bit of a dark day for Doubles and Trebles, and a bit of a dark day for our viewers if anyone's been following Smido, because he's been very, very bullish on a horse right since we started looking at this race a couple of months ago. And the worst nightmare scenario has panned out. Friday morning, news breaks, Pretty Gorgeous, a non-runner after a bad scope at home, according to Joseph O'Brien. So we're gonna take a look at 4 races, all on ITV from Newmarket, starting with the 1,000. And Smido, terrible start to affairs with Pretty Gorgeous non-runner.
Yeah, shocking. I think I just got back in the car, been out this morning, and I had a text message, Pretty Gorgeous non-runner. Now, I always think that these things are a wind up because my mates knew that I was on. But shocking, really. It'll happen about once a year. Normally, there's other examples back in the day. I have been growing increasingly worried about Pretty Gorgeous's chances because the ground is described as good to firm. It would have been a problem, but I would have definitely preferred it to run, obviously. And that's the perils of anti-post betting. I've done a few quid, but we move on, Pie Man. Keep smiling.
Yeah, we do move on. Got to put it behind you now. So Pretty Gorgeous scratched line through that one. What's your thought on the race now? I mean, Santa Barbara just we've said wouldn't back it at this price, wouldn't back it at this price, wouldn't back it at this price. Now going to go off about 5 to 4, maybe even shorter.
Yeah, well, as predicted a couple of weeks ago from us, Pie Man, it's a smaller field than usual, just the 12 runners. The 10-year average is 15.5, so it is a smaller field than usual, probably owing to the fact that there is a short price favourite, but a little bit disappointing, really, if you think about it, because, not many of the Group 1 performers from last year are turning up, Pretty Gorgeous being one of them. Indigo Girl was second in the Fillies Mile. She's not running. Shale, a Group 1 winner last year, not running. So, by either injury or whatever different targets to go for, it does look a questionable renewal at this stage. As a comparison to the 2,000 guineas, there's 15 in the 2,000. 6 of those runners have been placed or won a Group 1 previous already. In Newmarket, there's only one horse has won a Group 1 before, and that's alcohol free. Another that's placed is Mother Earth. So there's only 2 of the 12 that have got Group 1 form, as it were. But it does look to have fell apart a little bit for those reasons. I just said a few of the big hitters not running, so it could fall into Santa Barbara's lap if she is as good as they say she is. But again, I am refusing to back this horse at 5 to 4. Just a mad price, given that, as I've said many times, has only won a maiden at the back end of last year and comes here, with a foot only on a second run of a whole life. And she's 5 to 4 to win the first classic of the season. But she might be good enough. We'll find out on Sunday at about 3:40. As a result of Pretty Gorgeous coming out, and I was deflated, I was almost thinking of coming on and saying, no, it's a no bet race for me now. But I can't do that.
The people don't want to hear that.
No. So, as I've said about the Group 1 form, there's only 2 horses with Group 1 form. Alcohol Free, who I've said can't win because she won't stay, and Mother Earth. So it's the Mother Earth I'm going to be chancing. She's 8 to 1. You can get 4 places, Pie Man, on this race. Mother Earth, trained by Aidan O'Brien, clearly the second choice, given that Santa Barbara is in the race and a strong favourite. Going to be ridden by Frankie Dettori is Mother Earth. Plenty of experience from last year, only won 1 race, so wouldn't have form that jumps off the page ahead of a classic like this. But she was in that the Fillies Mile, that Pretty Gorgeous was in, and she was only 2 lengths behind that day. I think that's good form. I thought that's good form for some time. So that would be a bit of a tentative pick for me there. Like I say, she was third behind Pretty Gorgeous. That was over course and distance, perfectly good effort. And I've got a feeling that she might be better on quicker ground. And this will be the first time that Mother Earth is racing on ground with firm in the description. So that's the one I'll be going for. Santa Barbara's either going to absolutely wazz in, or, she might be vulnerable in there for the taking. And I think of those, near the top of the market behind Santa Barbara, I think Mother Earth is the most solid.
Mother Earth, then 8 to 1. There is a bit of 4 places available, but obviously those prices will be fast moving. I mean, in the last hour, I noticed a bit of a movement on Sacred on Betfair, and I'm sure we're going to see this market flip flop throughout the day and tomorrow as things correct themselves, especially after the second fav coming out in the form of Pretty Gorgeous, of course. But Star of Emirati, I noticed right at the bottom of the market, and we have talked about this horse before. I mean, maybe not quite at this level, but I'm guessing that's one for the notebook to maybe do something later in the season.
Yeah, I've mentioned her a few times in our video. She's in the notebook. I thought she was hampered when going pretty well in the Nelgo in a trial for this race. I was kind of hoping she wouldn't turn up in this, to be honest, and go for a lower grade race. But she's taking a chance. Star of Emirati, she's 80-1. There's no way I'm saying she will be good enough to win this race, but I'm interested in her going forward in a lower grade race.
Yeah, so there we are. Mother Earth is a selection, the new selection after the non-runner of Pretty Gorgeous, and we'll keep an eye on that one, and hopefully we can find some winners in these other races as well. And let's go in with a positive mindset. Although I must say, slightly disappointed to see only 6 runners in this handicap, 12 furlong handicap. I mean, a difficult one with 6 runners to find any kind of each way value. But what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, no each way value. Another race with a small field, Pie Man, as has been a theme of this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, is concerning. I can't put my finger on why. We could go over the issues that are within racing, but yeah, it's not good. Rodrigo Diaz could well go off favourite for this race. There's only 6 runners, and he carries at least £10 less than all of his rivals, and a whopping £20 less than Sky Defender, who is top weight. So, Rodrigo Diaz could well be well in, and winning this. But he's winning so far. His form recently he's had a hat trick of wins, most recently to his name. That's all been on the all weather. This is a very different test. From running at Wolverhampton on a flat track at Wolverhampton all weather to the grass up and down undulations of Newmarket. Very different test. So I'm happy to take him on. I've landed on one called Grand Bazaar. For Frankie Dettori and the Gosdens. He's got a course and distance win to his name last September, which is decent enough. And I'm more than happy to put a line through his last performance in October last year when we saw him at York. That was on soft ground. And generally, to be honest, Pie Man, I'm happy to ignore all York form, as I will have mentioned to you previously. But maybe that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, Grand Bazaar 9-2. I just thought he was worth taking a chance on in what looks quite an open race, to say there's only 6 runners.
Yeah, question marks over all of them, I think, and Grand Bazaar couldn't complain with that 9-2. That is only available in a place now, so we might see a little bit of money coming for that, continuing that theme throughout the weekend. Next up, the Pretty Polly Stakes is a 10 furlong listed race, and this is kind of the first proper Oaks trial of the season, I guess you would say. Provided the winner in 2013 and 2014 with Talent and then Tagruda. Safe to say the winner of this will probably shoot up towards the top of the Oaks betting with that in mind. So who do we think that's going to be? Yeah,
you would expect the winner of this to be right up there in the Oaks betting. And the winner of the Guineas as well will probably be getting quotes for the Oaks, particularly if it's Santa Barbara, who is already favourite for that race. Charlie Appleby has been mopping up the trials for the Guineas and a couple of the Derby trials already. He's been mopping up the UK trials, and he's got one called Ashari in this. 15-8, I think, at the moment. And it looks like a bit of a 2-horse race in terms of the betting, with Sea Carrots at 2-1 in the famous See the Stars colours, by See the Stars as a sire as well. So quite simply, Pie Man, Sea Carrots should have won last time out at Newbury. I thought it was I don't like criticising jockeys too much, but it was James Doyle. If he got the choice again to ride that race again, I think he would have done quite a lot different. Basically, should have won. Was in all sorts of trouble. She's 2-1 to make amends here. I'd be siding with Sea Carrots just, but it wouldn't be my type of race to be smashing into. The favourites on her second start. Sea Carrots is on her second start, etc. So we don't know how good these might turn out to be, but it's a good race going forward for sure.
Sea Carrots then out to See the Stars, and he's currently 9-4. Ashari currently in the best price 15-8, and it's kind of 7s bar. So as you say, does look a bit of a 2-horse race there. And normally in those kind of situations, one or the other will oblige. So yeah, maybe not a betting race to go crazy on, but an interesting one nonetheless. Moving on, the last one we're going to look at specifically from Newmarket is the Dahlia Stakes. I hope I'm saying that right. Dahlia. Okay, Dahlia Stakes, 9 furlongs. It's a Group 2 for fillies and mares. Dead 8 runners, so we're bang on the each way. We don't want any more non-runners, or we're going to lose a place there. But at the moment, we'll talk as if we've got 3 places. So what's the pick in this one?
Well, this is the race I've spent the most time on, Pie Man, looking, and that's not to say that I'm the most confident, but it's to say that basically I think all 7 of the 8 runners here have got more than a fair chance of winning. Yeah, I've landed on one called Lavenders Blue. I think she's currently second favourite-ish, 4-1. I think that's a nice price as well, to be fair, in the early prices that have just gone up. Yeah, won a listed race last time in nice style. That was earlier this month at Kempton. Thought she won that quite well, to be honest, and worth a little bit more than the 1.5 lengths. What was the official winning distance? She beat another horse that's called Forat that is also in this race at 5-1. So I think she's got her on form. Lavenders Blue, a strong traveller in her races. I think the trip's fine. This is a 9 furlong race. I think the ground's fine on good to firm. She's fit and ready to go. 4-1. I thought that was a decent bet, and it would probably, of the selections given in this video, would probably be my strongest selection at 4-1. But it does look a decent race.
So there you go then. That is the unofficial nap for the day.
Yeah.
I think we can safely say Lavenders Blue. Currently 4-1 in a place, 7-2 general. So maybe people agreeing with you there. But we do have Queen Power top in that market, 9-4. Lavenders Blue 4. Furat is 6, as is posted, and it's kind of 10s bar from there.
And what I would say, Pieman, there is, if you are a Lavenders Blue fan like I am, you would probably have to take in Indie Angel as well. I think she's quite a big price on Oddschecker at the moment.
14.
Yeah,
14.
that's if you're a Lavenders Blue fan like I am, you would have to be half interested in Indie Angel as well, because Indie Angel actually beat Lavenders Blue on the 29th of October at Lingfield. That was in a listed race. I'm not a massive fan of all weather, but that was a good all weather race listed. Yeah, so she's definitely one to be of interest. And Indie Angel, if it wasn't for her run at Lingfield in early April, where she was poor, she was 4-5 favourite and finished 5th of 6. She did. There's something obviously wrong that day. I don't know what. But if she did not run in that race and she was coming straight here after her win in October in a listed race, she certainly wouldn't be 14-1. So if you can forgive Indie Angel her latest run where something was clearly amiss, that 14-1 looks big. But I'm definitely siding with Lavenders Blue of the two.
And in the Angel, just for those who are looking for a little bit more value, 14-1, you've got a fifth of the odds, 3 places as it stands. So you may be getting a payout of just shy of 3-1 for a place there, and you might get a without the favourite market on the day as well. Not currently available as we film, but I'm positive it will be on the day. So that kind of wraps up where we're at in terms of Newmarket, and I think it's it's worth mentioning that we have got the ITV cameras at Hamilton and Salisbury on Sunday as well. So is there anything worth flagging in those races, do you think?
Yeah, Salisbury. I looked at the Salisbury race on ITV. It's a flag start. It's a 1 mile 6 race and no stalls. So I'm just skipping straight past that. One of the TV races at Hamilton is a 1 mile 5 race. Looks decent enough, but they're not normally the races I play. I don't really like the staying races. So I looked at Hamilton. There's a sprint race there at Hamilton for 3-year-olds in the 3:15 over 5 furlongs. This is my kind of race, definitely. It looks a good race as well, to be fair. I think the winner of this, or even a few of these, could end up at Ascot in a month or so, in 6 weeks or so, definitely. Dragon Symbol is a strong favourite in the 3:15 at Hamilton for Archie Watson. Is a bit of a shade of odds on, I think. Potentially a horse going places, absolutely no doubt. He's won his last three races, but they've been on the all weather. I'm looking at a horse in the 3:15 called Significantly. 10-1. Looks a speedy horse to me, Pieman, and he's been tried over 6 on his last 4 runs. He's dropping back down to 5 now. And if you look at his last run at Newmarket, where he finished second behind a good Godolphin horse, he led almost all the way until the last 50 or 60 yards. That was over 6 furlongs. It's definitely worth a chance back down over 5 furlongs. And I know you mentioned to me the other week, Pieman, in one of our videos about would it be a back to lay prospect? I think you mentioned it about Alcohol Free, who's got the potential to lead in the 1,000 guineas. This would be a back to lay prospect for me, Significantly. 10-1. I think we'll lead. I think we'll go well. Might not be classy enough to win the race, but if you set up an in-play layer, I don't know, 3 or 4-1, maybe even less, that's the way I'll be playing it. So Significantly won't be put up as I'm not going to try and be clever and say back to lay, blah, blah, blah. But it won't be on the doubles and trebles profit and loss sheet, but I'm just putting it out there as for those that are that way inclined. I think Significantly might go well in what looks a good race.
Yep, Significantly. Then I could actually do you better than 10-1, quite a bit better actually. I could do you 16-1.
Right, well,
16-1.
16.
Betfair and Paddy goes 16s as we speak. Yes, we've got Dragon Symbol in there. Shade of odds against, but looks likely to go off odds on, I would say. 5-4. Burning Cash 3s. Mukay 9-2. 14s. Ben McDewey. And Significantly outsider of the 5 at 16-1 for Clifford Lee and Carl Burke. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Nice one, Adam. I like that shout. And yeah, I guess all that remains for us is to wrap it up and run through the bets.
Yep. So not sure this week about, like I said, not overly mad confident on anything. Maybe Lavenders Blue would be the main selection if I had to just give the one. So I'm putting up the 4 singles by man. It's going to be 1 point win on the following: Grand Bazaar at 9-2 in the 150. Sea Carrots 2-1 in the 225. Lavenders Blue at 4-1 in the 3 o'clock, as mentioned. And then the 1 point each way will be Mother Earth, who is currently 9-1, 4 places in the 1,000 guineas itself. And for those who really do want doubles and trebles to live up to the name, I would put the three win selections in a treble: Grand Bazaar, Sea Carrots, and Lavenders Blue. Works out at about 44-1 pine man. That's for a win treble. We haven't landed a treble yet. We've landed a double. Let's see if we can land a treble this weekend.
It's only a matter of time, I think. That would be a nice one to land, wouldn't it? 44-1. But yeah, a tough looking Sunday, but certainly interesting. And I think a lot of these horses that we're seeing on Sunday and over the weekend in general are going to be, featuring prominently later in the season. So even if you're not looking from a punter's perspective, plenty of interest, and I think plenty of notes to be added to those notebooks. So do let us know if you're backing anything on Sunday in the comments. We always like to hear what people have got to say. We've had some great comments recently from people with various opinions on the big two.
Well, we even had people
races.
Agreeing with you, Pine Man, in the comments on Master
Bazaar.
of the Seas. Yeah, thank
Bazaar.
you very much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one horse put up and one person giving it a resounding agreement. So maybe I should start putting up my own fancies, but now don't think I'm quite qualified to do that.
The golf.
I'll stick to darts and golf. Yeah, we've made a good start on the golf this week, so yeah, we'll see how we go. But yeah, that's us wrapped up. Do give us a subscribe if you like the content. There's plenty more to come, and we're gonna start our first looks as soon as the guineas are boxed off. We'll have first looks on some more classics coming your way. So I know they've been popular. Hopefully they will. Give us a like, give us a comment, and we'll see you again very soon.
Cheers.